Hello, welcome to this channel. Today we will learn about the explosive moment when Sophia Choi finally breaks down and admits the devastating truth that has been tearing Salem apart for months. She knew all along that Tate Black might not be her baby's father. The breaking point. The pressure finally became too much for Sophia to bear when both Brady Black and Tate cornered her, demanding answers after the shocking DNA test results proved conclusively that Tate was not Tesoro's biological father. The walls were closing in on the manipulative teen, and there was nowhere left to run from the web of lies she had carefully constructed over the past several months. With tears streaming down her face and her voice breaking, Sophia made a confession that left everyone in the room absolutely stunned. She had always known that Aaron Green could be the baby's father, but she deliberately chose to pin the paternity on Tate because of her obsessive feelings for him. The devastating confession. Sophia's admission sent shockwaves through the Black family as she revealed the calculated nature of her deception. She confessed that after that fateful night when Tate accidentally called her by Holly Jonas' name during their intimate moment, she left feeling humiliated and heartbroken. What happened next would change everything. Sophia spent time with Aaron Green, Tate's best friend, who revealed that he had asked her to prom the previous year because he genuinely liked her, not out of pity as she had believed. This revelation sparked something between them, and they ended up watching The Body and Soul premiere together before disappearing off-screen. It was during this time that Sophia and Aaron became intimate, creating the possibility that he could be the baby's father. The twisted logic. As Sophia continued her tearful confession, she explained the twisted reasoning behind her decision to name Tate as the father instead of Aaron. She admitted that when she first discovered she was pregnant, she knew the timing meant it could have been either Tate or Aaron. However, Aaron was dealing with significant family problems and eventually left Salem to support his mother in Canada, while Tate remained in town. More importantly, Sophia revealed that she had harbored feelings for Tate for an extended period and saw the pregnancy as her opportunity to finally bind herself to him permanently. She believed that if she claimed Tate was the father, he would have no choice but to stay connected to her, and perhaps over time, they could become a real family. Her obsession with Tate had clouded her judgment so severely that she was willing to destroy multiple lives to pursue her fantasy of being with him. The pattern of manipulation. This latest revelation is just the most recent in a disturbing pattern of manipulative and destructive behavior from Sophia. Throughout her pursuit of Tate, she has consistently demonstrated a willingness to cross ethical boundaries and hurt others to get what she wants. She deliberately spiked Holly Jonas' Diet Coke when Holly was already tipsy, causing her to become blackout drunk, then took compromising photographs of her former best friend and sent them to Johnny DiMera's phone. She also tattled on Holly and Tate at junior prom and strategically got a job at the Brady pub specifically to position herself closer to Tate. Her actions have been compared to those of Jan Spears, one of Salem's most notorious manipulators, suggesting that Sophia may be following in similarly dangerous footsteps. Even when her mother refused to allow her to terminate the pregnancy, Sophia pivoted her strategy, deciding that if she had to have the baby, she would use it as leverage to secure Tate's attention and affection. Brady's suspicions confirmed. Brady Black had suspected something was amiss with Sophia's story from the very beginning, and his instincts proved correct. When Kayla Brady delivered the DNA test results confirming that Tate was not Tesoro's father, Brady was stunned but also vindicated in his suspicions. He had noticed inconsistencies in Sophia's behavior and timeline, and something about her insistence that Tate was the father never quite added up. Brady's protective instincts as a father had driven him to push for the truth, and now that truth was finally coming to light in the most dramatic way possible. The revelation that Sophia had known about Aaron all along and deliberately chose to deceive them made the situation even more infuriating for the Black family. The impact on Tate. Tate Black's entire life had been turned upside down by Sophia's pregnancy claim, and learning that it was all based on a deliberate lie devastated him. He had accepted responsibility for the baby, prepared himself for fatherhood at a young age, and made numerous sacrifices to do what he believed was the right thing. His relationship with Holly had suffered tremendously, with Holly ultimately pushing him away because of his obsession with uncovering the truth about Sophia's lies. Tate had mentioned to others that he and Sophia had used protection that night, which made him question the paternity from the start, but Sophia's insistence and apparent certainty had made him doubt his own recollections. Now, learning that Sophia had cynically manipulated him because of her obsessive feelings left Tate feeling violated and furious. The months of stress, worry, and relationship turmoil had all been for nothing. Sophia had deliberately destroyed his life to satisfy her own selfish desires. Aaron's return and reaction. Aaron Green's return to Salem for the graduation ceremony comes at the most crucial moment in this unfolding drama. Having been away in Vancouver supporting his mother during family difficulties, Aaron had no idea about the chaos that had erupted in his absence. When he learns that Sophia gave birth and that DNA testing has proven Tate is not the father, the wheels will start turning as Aaron considers the timing of Sophia's pregnancy. He will likely remember that night they spent together after comforting her following her humiliating experience with Tate, and he may realize that he could be the biological father of Tesoro. Aaron's confrontation with Sophia could be explosive as he demands to know why she never told him about the possibility that he might be the father, and why she chose to pin everything on Tate instead. If Aaron is indeed proven to be Tesoro's biological father through a second paternity test, he will have to make difficult decisions about his role in the baby's life and whether he wants to pursue custody or visitation rights. The ripple effects. Sophia's confession and the paternity revelation create massive ripple effects throughout Salem that extend far beyond just the immediate parties involved. Chanel Dupree and Johnny DiMera had been moving forward with plans to adopt Tesoro, believing the situation was relatively straightforward, but now everything is thrown into chaos. If Aaron is proven to be the biological father, he may have legal rights that could complicate or even prevent the adoption. The safe haven situation becomes even more complicated legally now that questions about Sophia's truthfulness and deliberate deception have been raised. Additionally, Sophia faces potential social and legal consequences for her actions. She deliberately gave false information about paternity, manipulated multiple people, and engaged in a pattern of destructive behavior that harmed innocent parties. The road ahead. As the truth continues to unravel, Salem residents are left wondering what other lies Sophia may have told, and whether she can ever be trusted again. Her confession about knowing Aaron could be the father but choosing Tate because of her obsession reveals a level of premeditation and manipulation that is deeply disturbing. The psychological implications of her behavior raise serious questions about whether Sophia needs professional help to address her unhealthy attachment patterns and willingness to harm others to get what she wants. A second DNA test comparing Aaron's genetic material to Tesoro's will likely be conducted to definitively establish paternity and provide closure for all parties involved. Meanwhile, Brady continues to investigate, suspicious that there may be even more to Sophia's story that hasn't yet come to light. The fallout from this confession will continue to reverberate through Salem for weeks to come as relationships are reassessed. Trust is rebuilt, and everyone involved tries to move forward from the devastation Sophia's obsession has caused. Part 2, Friday, October 3rd, 2025. Is Jeremy staying in Salem? A surprising return shakes up Days of Our Lives. On today's episode of Days of Our Lives, viewers were treated to a blend of family warmth, nostalgia, and the kind of unexpected drama that keeps Salem forever unpredictable. The Horton home, a place that has long been the heart of family life on the show, was once again the setting for a reunion filled with both joy and uncertainty. The day began with Julie Williams doing what she has done countless times over the decades, caring for the youngest members of the family. Julie had just brought little Thomas DiMera home from school. He claimed he wasn't feeling well, though Salem viewers know that sometimes a child's sudden illness has less to do with fevers or coughs and more to do with secrets they don't quite know how to share. Still, Julie's gentle concern for Thomas reminded us that the Horton matriarch's watchful eye is rarely wrong. Not long after, Chad DiMera arrived home, eager for a quiet evening. Julie, however, wasn't about to let him off so easily. She casually inquired about his night out, though her words carried an unmistakable sharpness. She was, of course, referring to his blossoming relationship with Kat Green. Julie's less than enthusiastic tone made it clear that she wasn't ready to embrace this new romance with open arms. Chad, caught between the thrill of new love and the weight of family expectation, hesitated. He wanted to tell Julie everything, that he and Kat weren't just enjoying casual evenings together, but that they were falling deeply, madly in love. Yet, as often happens in Salem, life interrupted at just the wrong moment. From the top of the stairs came a voice, warm and familiar, though long absent from the Horton home. Standing with a broad grin was none other than Jeremy Horton, Julie's cousin, whose last visit to Salem had ended in hasty departure and unanswered questions. The sight of him was enough to shift the entire energy of the room. Julie, surprised but overjoyed, rushed to greet him. She could hardly believe her cousin was truly back. For viewers, the moment was equally striking. Jeremy Horton, played this time by a fresh new face in the role, stood confidently in the entryway, a symbol of both Salem's history and its ever-unfolding future. Jeremy wasted little time filling in the gaps of his absence. He explained that he had reached a crossroads in his life. After much reflection, he earned his teaching certification and decided to return to Salem, ready to contribute in a meaningful way. His new role? A permanent substitute fifth-grade teacher, none other than for young Thomas and Rachel. For Julie, the news was pure delight. For Chad, however, the announcement carried a weight he could not yet name. Still, Jeremy made it clear that his time was limited. Work responsibilities called him elsewhere, and he hinted strongly that he had another important person to see, Stephanie Johnson. The way he said her name carried a charge, the kind that foreshadows complicated feelings and messy entanglements. Salem residents never return without a reason, and Jeremy's homecoming was no exception. As Julie happily escorted her cousin out for the evening, Chad noticed Thomas descending the stairs once again. The boy's face betrayed more than a simple sick day from school. Something deeper was stirring, and Chad, despite his own worries about Kat and now Jeremy, recognized that his son was hiding a secret. Salem children, as longtime viewers know, are often the first to sense storms on the horizon. Meanwhile, across town, Stephanie Johnson was trying to hold herself together. She had just spoken with Alex Kyriakis, who had shown himself to be a steady presence in her life, at least for now. Stephanie, with tears in her eyes, thanked Alex for listening and reassured him, and perhaps herself, that the ghosts of her past were behind her. She told herself, over and over, that she was strong, that the pain she once endured was no longer in control of her. But Salem has never been a place where the past stays buried. No sooner had Alex departed to see his family than a knock came at Stephanie's door. When she opened it, the sight before her made her breath catch. Standing there, holding a bouquet of flowers, was Jeremy Horton. For Stephanie, the moment shattered her fragile calm. The man connected to old wounds, old choices, and old heartaches was suddenly standing before her, smiling as though time had not passed. The flowers in his hand might have seemed innocent to anyone else, but to Stephanie they were a symbol of everything she thought she had left behind, and everything she might soon have to confront again. What does Jeremy's return mean for Salem? Jeremy Horton's unexpected reappearance brings with it a wave of questions. Will he truly make Salem his home once more, or will he vanish as suddenly as he arrived? His decision to step into teaching promises stability, but Salem's history reminds us that stability rarely lasts long. For Chad, the timing is especially difficult. With his new romance with Kat Green blossoming, he must now navigate Julie's skepticism and the sudden reappearance of a family member whose presence could change everything. And for young Thomas, who already seems troubled, the arrival of Jeremy might stir up feelings he is too young to express. Most of all, the real impact may fall on Stephanie. Jeremy's presence at her door suggests unfinished business between them. Business that could reopen old scars and ignite new drama. Will she resist the pull of the past? Or will Jeremy's charm and persistence drag her back into a story she hoped was over? For longtime fans, Jeremy's return is not just another twist. It is a reminder of days of our lives' enduring ability to weave past and present, to honor its history while driving new drama forward. As Salem once again faces love, secrets, and confrontation, one truth remains. No one ever really leaves this town for good.